Okay, so thank you, Sean, for your questions. I'd just like to start off by saying I'm really glad that we were able to put our differences aside and overcome obstacles that we've had leading into this game, and really turn it all around and actually walk out saying that you are the, the my friend now, which is really cool that we can be adults um, and do that. As far as my social game goes, I knew that this was going to be a topic. Even in the beginning of the game, I knew that I wasn't as social as other people were. But here's why. I have the mentality of I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies, and what that means is I'd rather have a close knit, tight group of people that I really run every scenario, every thought, everything through, and trust them 100%. So to me, a social game is not being social with everyone, because eventually you're gonna have to vote those people out. So yeah, you can be social and friendly to them, but are you really, do you really have their best interests at heart? So linking up with you and Dina was definitely my social game, and I put a lot of eggs into that basket. And when we formed the Silent Six, the line of communication opened up with more people. I always talked to Drew because I felt like Drew at some point would become a pivotal character in this game, and a vote would be needed. So I always wanted to keep a line of communication open with him, especially since I used him as a pawn a couple of times. I didn't want the retaliation to come back, so I always try to keep that line of communication open with him. As far as everyone else goes, I did speak to them, with salutations. Hope you're having a great day. If anybody had anything personal going on, or whatever the case may be, Elise's birthday, whatever it was, I tried to participate in that way. But I also didn't want to develop relationships because it would have been harder for me to vote people out. Like, I saw how difficult it was for you and Dina to do that because you had some sort of connection developed. Because I was kind of disconnected, it allowed me to make the moves that I can see logically and see that these needed to be made in order for me to further myself in the game. Also, there was a lot of talk about you trying to salvage jury votes when Noah and Vicky were leaving. We knew that they were leaving, and you were continuously on call with them. It caused concern with Dina. Dina had called me and said, "What is Sean doing? Is he playing for the end game? This and that." So I didn't want to be viewed as that person. And also, like I said, it made it easier for me to go to Noah and go to Vicky and say, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna vote you guys out. Don't waste your time campaigning to me. Best of luck, but let's save each other the time, and you can really focus your attention on people who are not necessarily locked in or solid and might be able to keep you." So I was able to be honest with them. As far as everyone else goes, with Parker, I know Parker personally outside of the game. He's a great guy, great friend, and all of that. It just so happened that we were on separate sides of the game. So it ended up being me, you, and Dina, and Sean. Parker, Adam, and Luis on the other side. So to have that personal connection with them, knowing that I wasn't going to really work with them completely long term, and that once the Silent Six had to implode, I didn't want to have those my heartstrings tugged on like you guys did. So I kind of disconnected in that way, and I put all my cookies into one basket, and it worked out. I was able to get myself here. I also stayed off the block time and time again because the people that did win, I had social connections with at that time. As far as my game moves go, I think there's a lot to talk about here. I don't want to really bore everyone with stats, but okay, yes, forming the group with me, you, and Dina in day one, winning the first HOH, and breaking up a pre-made alliance of Donovan, Dante, and Vicky, who were never going to go against each other, was a big move. Taking out Donovan, taking out no. Donovan went round two, so round three. Getting Chris out, which although wasn't the plan, ended up being good for us because he was working with Vicky and Noah, come to find out. Also being ineligible to be nominated the first 3 rounds, HOH, safety medallion, HOH. Winning the final veto was a huge move. I know that if I didn't, that I would have been the one sent out because you guys had came up with a plan to throw the HOH to Andrew, which wasn't in my best interest. And I know that had I not won the veto, I would have been out. So definitely winning the comps when needed were my big moves. Also pushing for Adam to go. I know that Dina was very hesitant, and I feel like you guys didn't really want to do it, but I kind of pushed really, really hard and said that I've done what you guys wanted me to do. Now it's time to do something for us, which was the best move because Adam is a great kid and really, really sweet, and everyone liked him, and he would have definitely had the jury stacked for him in his way. So all of these little moves really orchestrated my way to getting to the end. Cutting you was definitely a good move for me because I, I, it, I got through the ultimatum on the third competition. So cutting it really close. Had you been in the competition, maybe the odds would have been different. Also knowing that even though you did piss people off, you still could talk your way to a jury and get the votes. So yeah, I did make a lot of good moves. I won the most competitions here that actually confirm the move. So you can have a group of people who want things to happen, but without someone actually winning competitions, your plans aren't going to come to fruition. So, that was me. That was my role. I stepped up and I won when I needed to win and to make sure that things happen for our alliance. I'm really happy with the game that I played. I hope that this answers your question, Sean, and I look forward to everyone else's question.